Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 43 of What If Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out Anime King 2, my main channel. And if this is the first time you're hearing of it, there will be a link at the top of the description. Click on it. And if you do enjoy the 100 plus what if over there, click that red subscribe button and join Anime King 2 as well. So I posted a new episode of Uchiha Naruto the Sage. And I also posted a new episode of Naruto, the God of Shinobi. And after this, on this channel, I'm going to be posting What If Naruto was trained to be a mercenary. So enjoy that as well. And then I'm going to be posting What If Naruto went missing for 4 years. So enjoy all the lovely what ifs coming your way. And also comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. So last time we left off, Pain, the man who we thought was Madara, came to him with some weird news that he's going to let Orochimaru rejoin the Akatsuki. As Pain was pissed when he heard that, as he didn't trust Orochimaru and he didn't understand why the man was letting him back in the organization. But the man simply told Pain that he was a leader. Back at Konoha, Naruto was still continuing with his training, as he also got all of Rayman's things, as he was looking over his swords, as it was said that these swords were from God who sending them down, and great beings possess them, but they only use them for war and destruction. So God took them and scattered them across the earth, and if all swords ever unite, that person who has them will be the new savior. As Naruto didn't fully understand, he was then called the next day to Tsunade's office, as Tsunade told him about some kind of tournament about the Hokage, as she then told him that she will soon be stepping down from the office, as Naruto got pissed after what he went through to get her back here. So yeah guys, that was the basic last part we left off. You guys can switch across to the playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. Are you kidding me? After all the trouble I went to get you, you're not going to be the Hokage? Tsunade, are you insane? As Naruto asked out loud, as people agreed with him. Tsunade simply chuckled as she folded her arms. Don't be so stupid, brat. You didn't let me finish what I was saying. Now then, I will continue. Jiraiya has some news that concern my medical expertise, and it is more than a little out of the way to do. I will be too far from Konoha, but this kind of money will be beneficial to the village. I have a request from someone from the marsh country. I don't know how long I will be gone, but I know it will be more than 2 years. So, while me and Jiraiya leave the village, what better thing to do than to have a tournament of all the Jonin to fight so they can take over my seat as the Hokage in that time period. It was tough, but I managed to seal this deal with the Fire Daimyo and he agreed with it. You will have a one-on-one talk to the winner of the tournament, as you must also prove all capability of being Hokage. When I leave, Shizune will pass out these waivers. After hearing all of that, Naruto calmed down, as he was now grinning. This is going to be fun, he said, as he looked around the room at all of the Jonins. What happened if we don't participate? Asked Shikaku with a yawn, as Tsunade glared at him. Well then, you will forfeit, and you will be doing all of the paperwork that has been piled up in the mansion. I am sure if all of you quit, it will be done in no time. But do you really want the work? Tsunade asks, as Shikaku just winks, as all of that paperwork just made his head hurt him. As he had enough problem with his clan document, he didn't need any more. So damn bothersome, he said, making Tsunade chuckle, as Tatsumi turned to Naruto with a grin. So, are you participating? She asks. As Naruto rolled his eyes. Come on, Tasumi. You know me. You know that I never back down from anything, Naruto said, as Tasumi chuckled when she heard that. Tsunade then spoke again. Alright, to make it fair, there will be group of 3, just like the Chunin exams. No one is assigned to anyone else. If you want to be a team with your friend, then do so. This will begin in 5 days from now. It's a bit short notice, that's my fault. So make your teams. And they must be comprised of Jonin. The Anvu around the village will be the exam proctors. It will be good training for them also. Now then, good luck to you all. It will be beginning at noon. So, be ready, Tsunade said, as she left the room with the Raikage, Darui, and C, and Yujito followed him out. As the Raikage was interested in this, as he wanted to see just how strong Yujito's fiancé will be. The place was quiet for a second until all of the Jonins started to talk to each other, as most of them were excited while most of them were still confused, since they didn't want to really do this, but all those paperwork, they couldn't bother with that. Yosh, Kakashi, I will fight you to my dying breath, and our flames of youth will shine brightly, Guy yelled as Kakashi rubbed his head. Guy, did you say something? As Naruto wasn't really paying attention at the time. This is going to be good. Fine, if I have to do this, I will pair up with Inoichi and Choza, because we are the Inochika show, said Shikaku. Well, that is great for you guys. I will take Shibi then, said Genma, as Shibi nodded. Alright, said Naruto. Shizune, are you part of this as well? Naruto asked, as Shizune nodded. Alright then, I'll take Kuronai and Shizune. As the both of them looked at him, as Naruto just smiled. Don't worry about it. Just trust me, he said, as the both of them sighed and just nodded to it. In the end of it, Kakashi, Guy, and Asuma form one group, while Ibiki, Anko, and Tasumi form another, and Naruto, Shizune, and Kuronai, and the other Genma, Shibi, and Hayashi, and the other group Shikaku, Inoichi, and Choza. Everyone gotten into their groups like they wanted, as they all were happy, as they were handed their waivers at the door with all of the rules and everything. But Naruto stopped at the door. Wait, he said. She didn't even tell us where the thing is going to be keeping. Yeah, I guess she forgot, said Shizune. Well, we should ask her. Anfu then appeared in the room as he coughed, making everyone focus on him. Tsunade did that on purpose. As Hokage, you must all make accurate deductions and pick up on the clue. To be the leader of Konoha, Tsunade has sent me to give you the first clue, he said, as everyone pay attention to him. The place of new beginnings is where it began, where you improve, where the will of fire burned brightest, the Anvu said, as he then sunshine away. What that's supposed to mean, someone yelled, as Naruto racked his brain about that clue. As he looked around and saw a few Jonins and their team smirk as they walked out, as it seemed like they have the answer and left. As he saw Guy smirk as Kakashi had the eye smile as they left as well. Naruto then narrowed his eyes as he thought over the clue again. Let's see, the place, new beginnings. Wait a minute. As Naruto started grin and chuckle to himself as he realized she said that she wanted to make it like the Chunin exams, and where were that held last year? Place of new beginnings, the academy, where they all became ninjas, Naruto said with a proud smile on his face as he figured it out. Shizune, Kuronai, I know it, Naruto said as the both of them kneeled down as Naruto whispered it in their ears as he thought it over, and it seems to make sense. So, should we tell everyone else? Shizune asked as Naruto shook his head no. A similar thing like this happened back at the Chunin exams. there was two guards and they placed a genjutsu on the floor, trying to trick us. And if they had succeeded, less people would have taken part in the Chunin exams. So this is exactly like that. And if you can't pick up on this clue, you don't deserve to take part in this, Naruto said, surprising the two women. I guess you're right, Naruto. I'd rather not go up against all of them, Shizune said, as Naruto nodded. Alright then, like the others, let's leave without saying anything, Naruto told them, as the both of them nodded, as the three of them left the room. Alright, we should use this time to create some formation and get to know each other better. So, let's walk to my house and talk. I will do a Kakashi Sensei introduction. So, Shizune, Kuronai, tell me about your likes, your dislikes, your hobby, and your dreams, and I will do the same, said Naruto. The both of them nodded as Shizune decided to go first and began her introduction. As both of you know, I am Shizune Kado. My likes are cook rice beef and taking walks with Tonton and Tsunade. My dislikes are pork and debt collectors and Tsunade when she's drunk and don't finish her work. My hobby is visiting cultural sites since I found the history fascinating. My dream is to settle down someday and be a great medic nin, Shizune responded, as both Naruto and Kuronai smiled when they heard that. Well, I guess I'm next, said Kuronai. I am Kuronai UI. I like going to the hot springs. I like to read books. And I enjoy spending time with my squad when I can. I dislike perverts, those who don't take their job seriously, and people who make a mockery of genjutsu. My hobby is enjoying the sunset with an even drink in my hand. My dream is to prove to the world that genjutsu is just as good as ninjutsu, Kuronai said, as Naruto nodded, as they all were still walking into the village. Well then, I guess it's my turn. Not gonna bother introducing my name, you all know me. I like training all my loved ones and people who work hard. I also like ramen and all the members of my clan. I dislike pervert as well, and people who give up too easily. And I hate the time that it takes to cook ramen. I just wish that ramen could be prepared in an instant because that succulent taste. As both girls looked at him. Oh, I guess I'm going off topic. My hobby is training all of my friends and also getting training as well. And my dream is to become Hokage and become a good clan head, Naruto said, as the two of them nodded as they arrived at Naruto's house. So when should we start training? Shizune asked. No, I understand. Why Lady Tsunade gave me the time off? Well, we should start now. I guess all of the other Jonins are going to their own training ground. As Naruto then opened the door, as he saw that the place was empty, as he saw a note on the door. As it read, Naruto, we all went back to the forest of death to train. Kyuubi felt the mental link with you and find out all about the event. We won't say anything and we hope you do well. I will be taking over Fuinjutsu lesson. Hinata has a D-Rap mission. Kimimaru and Tewaya had to see Tsunade about something, and Kasumi is training in her taijutsu with the Kyuubi. I wish you well. See you later, Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto then put the note in his pocket. Well, we have the house to ourselves, so I guess we will use this place as a training area. As Naruto then felt a tap on his shoulder, as he turned around to Kuronai. Why when you were training me and uncle, you had us go into the forest if you had a training area? Kuronai asked. Naruto grinned as he rubbed the back of his head. Well, that area isn't really big, and the forest of death provide more experience, that's why. As they all head inside, as Naruto sit down on the couch. So, the reason I chose the both of you, it was for some personal and practical reason. Shizune, you're a medical nin, so I really wanted you on my team. You're also a mid-range fighter, That is why I chose you on my team. Kunai, you're a long-range fighter with your genjutsu, and I am a close-range fighter. Well, you have certainly thought it out. Now how should we execute our formation? Kunai asked, as Naruto took out a piece of paper. Simple, we will choose our formation based on the dojutsu that I use, Naruto said, making Kunai and Shizune even more confused than they were. Naruto chuckled as he took an ink pen and wrote on the paper. Alright, I'll show you, said Naruto, as he then showed them the Sharingan, then the Byakugan, and the Shinsei Nagan, as the both of them were amazed by his eyes, as he then turned them back blue. We will do our formations based on these three dojutsu. The Byakugan is a close combat dojutsu, so when I use it, Shizune and I will be close range fighting, while Kunai, you will be there for long range support. The Sharingan is for close to mid range jutsu, so when I do that, both of you will be there for long range support. The Shinsei Nagan is actually kind of a wild card, but when it is activated, it allows me to use two bloodline at once. So when that happens, Kunai, you will go to the front. You've been working on your taijutsu, so you will definitely startle anyone. I will then stay in mid-range, as Shizune will stay at the long range. Since you're our medic, is that good for everyone? Naruto asked, as the both of them nodded, as it was a sound plan. Alright, let's start to practice, Naruto said. Somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Leader, what trickery is this? Zetsu asked, as Orochimaru was at the Akatsuki hideout. It is for the benefit of the group that we have Orochimaru with us, Pain said, as Itachi glared at him. Why do we need him? We were fine on our own, one of them said. Are you questioning the word of a god? Pain asked, as all of them remained silent, as no one could really match him. Every member of Akatsuki sighed as they came into view. There was Deidara, Hidan, Kakazu, Itachi, Kisame, Konan, Sasori, Zetsu, and Pain. No, leader, we are not questioning you. It is just, he betrayed us before, said Kakazu as he glared at Orochimaru. Everyone else nodded in agreement, as Pain sighed as he looked at Orochimaru. The only reason we're letting him back, it is because he's of use to us, nothing more than that. We were more powerful with him. Now, if that is over, I will be pairing Orochimaru with Zetsu. He will be a part of reconnaissance for us. We will also make use of the bases that he have around the elemental nations. Zetsu, Orochimaru will meet up with you at the desired location. Don't be late, Pain said, as Zetsu nodded. And that is it, said Pain, as all of them faded away, as Pain then turned to Orochimaru. I won't accept trick this time, so you better watch how you do things around us, Pain said as Orochimaru chuckled. You don't have to worry about that, as long as I get what I want. You can do what you want for now, Orochimaru said. Back at Konoha, with Naruto, the sun was setting, and the three were exhausted as they had drilled over the techniques that they will use in the exam. Alright, I think that's enough for one day, Naruto said, as the others nodded, as Naruto brought them water. Well, I guess you two can go home now, unless you want to stay here for the night, Naruto said. And while the two of them appreciated it, they said that it wasn't needed, as they rested for about an hour, and then the both of them left, leaving Naruto all alone in the giant place. Naruto thought to see how everyone was doing, but he figured that they will be fine, and if they needed him, the Kyuubi will call him. Alright then, I guess I'll take a shower, Naruto said, as he went straight into the bath. As he stayed inside the bath for about half an hour, with just relaxing the water beating on his skin. Another half an hour later, Naruto was sitting on his bed as he was trying yang release that Kurama told him to make something out of nothing, as he got Leaf down, but he wanted to try kunai now, but nothing happened. He cursed as he was getting nowhere. Kunais were much harder to make than Leaf. As he then picked up his own kunai, as he held out his other hand. "I have to do this," he said, as he concentrated and closed his eyes. After a minute or two, he felt something in his hand, as he slowly opened his eyes to see a perfect copy of a kunai in his hand. As he then stood up and started to cheer, but his head then got dizzy as he dropped back on the bed, as his chakra was low after a long training, and he also was hungry, as he then went and got something to eat. After eating, and at 20 minutes later, he started to try making kunais and shurikens again. He then heard a knock on his door. As he went, "Good evening, Naruto," said Hana, as Naruto invited her in the house. "Hello, Hana, what's the matter?" Naruto asked, as Hana just smiled. "I just wanted to see you. Mom told me about the HPT. It sounded interesting and I knew that you were going to join," said Hana as Naruto sat on the couch. As she sat down beside him, Naruto then turned and faced her, but she quickly jumped on him and gave him a kiss, as she then broke the kiss and stood back. "What was that for?" Naruto said a smile. "You remember our date? I never got to properly thank you," she said. "Huh?" said Naruto, but she jumped on him again, as she made him lie down on the couch, as she got on top of him, as the both of them started to make out for about 2 minutes, as she then stopped, as she looked into his eyes. "I need you," she said, as Naruto placed a hand on her cheek, as he smiled. As Naruto then grabbed her and threw her over his shoulder, making her giggle, as he went up to his room and quickly opened the door, as he threw her on his bed. As she just started to giggle even more, as he stood there just looking at her, as she slowly took off her shirt and her pants, as she was now left in her underwear. "So, what are you waiting for?" she asked, as Naruto quickly stripped off everything that he was wearing, and he was in a boxers alone, as he quickly rushed over to the bed, as the both of them went on like that for hours. Hours later, both of them are on the bed huffing. "4 times," said Hana, as she was huffing very hard, as Naruto was huffing as well. "Naruto, you're an animal," said Hana. "Well, I try," said Naruto, as the both of them cuddled up in each other's arms and fell asleep. 5 days later, Naruto said his goodbyes to everyone as he headed off to do the HPT, but they couldn't come. Yujito also arrived at the house, as the Kyuubi used her Yang release to create a crystal ball so all of them could watch it. It was the same crystal ball that Sarutobi had, as she had seen it once before. So Naruto headed off with Naruto, Shizune, and Kurenai. They all were at the academy as they walked down the stairs. "Why is it so dark?" Shizune asked, as neither of them wasn't so sure why. As the lights then came on, as Anvu was standing next to a door. As he opened the door, "Beware that there is no turning back once you enter this door," the Anvu said, as all 3 of them nodded. Neither Shizune or Kurenai want to be Hokage, but they were more willing to help Naruto. "We're not running away," Naruto said, as the Anvu just nodded. As he walked up to them, "Hey, what are you doing?" Kurenai asked, as he placed chakra seals on their backs, as all of them felt their chakra left them. "This is needed for the exam. Now you can go in," he said, as they all gasped as they saw hundreds of dexes. It was seen like the academy, as they looked around and saw all of their joining friends, as Anvu then assigned all of them to their assigned seat. As Naruto saw Kasumi, as he waved at her and she waved back, and he also saw Yujiro, as she had on her mask. After all of them settled down, and Anvu stepped in front of all of them. "Now, we're going to be testing you all right here. First, I am going to lay down some rules. If any of you are familiar with Ibeki rules, then this is a good one. Rule 1. No cheating. If you are caught cheating, then you're out of here, the Anvu said, shocking everyone. He then held up a paper. At least, you all cannot cheat because you're getting different papers. The Hokage is a political and economical leader. They deal with other countries, they deal with war and the stability of the village as a whole. You will be tested on these things, the Anvu said, as he handed the paper out to the rest of the Anvu, who started handing them to their assigned person. As after everyone got their paper, the Anvu told them all to start. As Naruto started to read the paper, a war is happening in front of your eyes. You see that your side is being outnumbered by the opposing force. You are all exhausted and your backup is half an hour away. Your side is unmotivated by its chances of survival. You are the only one that can help them. What do you do to help your side survive? As Naruto pictured it, and he knew the exact thing to do right there. As he started to write, I would give them the Morse code for a last stand, the most desperate option that require retreat and counter strategy. Use smoke bombs to get out of the enemy way and lead them to the allies that are waiting for us. Take soldier pills and also use traps to confuse the enemy. As Naruto wrote that down on the paper, as he then went through the rest of the things, as he also had the Kyuubi to help him, as his chakra was suppressed, but the Kyuubi was still there with a mental link. As he then placed his paper down as he was finished, as he glanced at Kuronai and Shizune, who had a smile on their faces, and their paper was down as well. As Naruto looked around, other team was also finished as well, like Shikaku's team and Kakashi's team. The Anvu caught about 5 to 10 group, which eliminated 15 to 30 Jonins, and they were disqualified. As that part was over, as Naruto sighed, well, I guess most of you aren't weaklings, the Anvu said. Now, on to the next test, the Anvu said, as he went through hand sign, as the chakra seal faded off their bodies, as it was over. This part of the test anyways. Get out of here and head to the forest of death. The Anvu then sunshine away, as the roof then crumbled down, as it gave way and it collapsed. With Tsunade, as she was currently at her office with the Raikage and its subordinates, as they were all watching through a crystal ball. Tsunade, are you insane? The Raikage asked. A Hokage should be prepared for anything, said Tsunade. And don't worry, I trust my shinobis, she said. Back to the site, Naruto rushed over to Kuronai and Shizune as they all dodged the falling rocks. How do we get out of here? Kuronai asked, as a giant boulder was blocking their exit and there was still another roof after the first one had fell. Hold on to me, both of you, Naruto said, as he then used the Harishin and teleported out of there. As Tsunade watched as Guy, Asuma and Kakashi destroyed the boulder, as it was under the academy and Tsunade only had it built for the exam, so it was nothing wrong if the place was destroyed. Back at the Namikaze compound, where Naruto teleported to, as they all arrived inside, as they all fell to the couch. Naruto, you are right, Haku asked, as she hugged him. Naruto coughed and so did Shizune and Kuronai as they all looked up at the ceiling. I can't believe she did that. I am surprised she didn't bring down the academy as well, Kushina said as Naruto chuckled. Tsunade is not that crazy. She probably had a seal to cause the cave in, Naruto said. Alright, said Naruto. Wish us luck, as both Kuronai and Shizune hold on to him as he teleported again to the forest of death. As they all teleported, as they were near a big tree, as they looked over the sea, all of the Jonins got there. As Naruto was then tackled down to the ground. Naruto, I thought you didn't make it, Uncle said as she hugged the blonde, as all of the other Jonins chuckled while Naruto smirked. Can't get rid of me that easily, said Naruto. But how did you guys get away? Naruto asked, as everyone pointed to Kakashi, Guy and Asuma. Those three attacked the boulder and destroyed it. But then they were all cut off as an Anvu appeared again. As this time, he appeared with his unit. Not bad, you all survived and you made it here. Are you stupid? We could have died, one of the Jonins yelled. I want out of this damn event, he said, as the Anvu just nodded. Fine, you and your group are gone, he said. As the man and his group walk away, anyone else want to quit? The Anvu asked, as no one else said anything. Well, since you all want to continue, let me explain this part. Now then, scrolls have been put in the Forest of Death, and you are all to retrieve them. To get 3 scrolls a team must have, as there are also fake scrolls in there as well. So, since there are 3 of you, each of you must get a scroll. And another thing, you are all going to be fighting. Who are we going to fight? A Jonin asked, as he wondered if they were going to fight each other. As the Anvus just walked up, as they all pulled out their weapon, as Naruto smirked. So, we're going to be fighting you, he said. As the Anvu smirked, yes, you're going to be fighting the Anvu core of Konoha. As Naruto pulled out his lightning and fire sword, as lightning crackled through his sword and fire blazed up around it. Now, this is going to be good. But guys, I'm going to end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification if they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.